Greetings. My name is Jedi Master and Master of the Order Daayli, and thank you for tuning back in to our holovid series on the new Jedi training manual. Today I want to review a concept that Master Pasriga talked about in her 5 basic strikes. One of the things we talk about here at the temple is that every strike is a parry and every parry is a strike. Now this is a little bit more of an advanced topic, but I'm going to cover it from the perspective of the 5 basic strikes that Pasriga covered. So, if we take our saber in our hand, I'm using the dual hammer grip that I talked about before, and I go into a Naman ready stance. If I make that first strike, that sky to ground strike, if any strike is coming in from the left side of my body, that can also be turned into a quick parry. I can come out of the strike into a block, I can turn my saber over into a block, or especially if someone is attacking me with that first strike, I can simply counter it with that same strike. Now that concept is true for any of the other 5 basic strikes except the stab. Stab, you have to get a little more tricky. If you've executed a stab, now if you'll remember my holovid on footwork, it's important, and Pasriga's on balance, it's important not to overbalance yourself with a stab. If your shoulders significantly leave your balance, basically if your shoulder reaches your knee in a lunge style stab, you're out of balance and you're going to be in trouble. However, if you're letting your feet carry you forward in a stab, you still have this basic of footwork that if someone were to counter stab or come in with a strike high or low, you can still then execute a simple parry out of that stab. So at full speed it would look like, so you can still cover most of your body even if you've committed to a stab. Now, this takes time, getting used to what parry you should use if you're fighting an opponent. You have to get used to reading their body language and, of course, trusting in the Force to help guide your strikes. This can be difficult for young Jedi, and so perhaps it's important, especially during this time of isolation, to focus on your strikes and simply work your parries in slowly. Now, it's important to remember that when you're practicing these, if these are unfamiliar motions to you, you should do them slowly at first. You never want to go full speed right out of the gate, or you could risk doing serious damage to your body. If you have a sparring partner in your home, perhaps a full-size body pillow, or if you're lucky enough to have some kind of workout bag, you can work on them slowly against those things and then work your way up to doing them full speed against an opponent. But it's important to remember, especially if you're going to do a demonstration of skill at, say, a celebration on your homeworld, that it's important that when you speak to your partner, you understand that any of those 5 basic strikes can also become any of your 5 basic blocks. It's very simple then to take those few tools and create something elegant just from those things. Now, from here, we're going to go into some more advanced techniques. We're going to talk about things like spins, difficult parries, how to effectively block blaster bolts, reverse grip. Those kind of things should only be attempted once you're sure that you've got those basics down. Remember the old adage, if you can't do it slow, then you can't do it fast. And also remember that smooth is perfect. If you can do it smooth, you can do it fast. Train yourself slowly and get used to those motions. And also remember, and this is very important, young Jedi, if you do a motion and it feels uncomfortable, stop immediately. Your body may not be used to some of these things, and that's okay as you train up. I personally have been using lightsabers for 18 years on my journey as a Jedi, so my body's very used to their movements and how to interact with them and how to manipulate them at a high speed and at a rate that might put stress on your body. It's okay to go at your own pace. So, finally, every strike's a block and every block's a strike. Thank you so much for tuning in, and may the Force be with you, always.